They'll start the drive with Harris. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Let's go now.
Here's Thomas. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that at just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Back to throw. Thomas. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Fryermuth. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Harris running straight ahead. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Going to run the toss here to Harris. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. The Steelers sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On first down, Thomas. They'll get this complete to Calvin Austin. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game that will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Thomas, he finds Austin complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is third down. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. This now play number 9 on the opening drive, but it's third and long. Operating from the gun, Thomas. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now fourth down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. They go up the middle with Chubb, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Second and 16.
Now it's Watson.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Off of play action, it's Watson. Oh, he'll try and throw it deep to the other side of the field. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it.
And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check contact.
Now here's another carry for Harris. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Thomas from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Ready? Panther 11, Panther 11.
Now Thomas throwing on 4th down. Here's Johnson with a reception. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Deontay Johnson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. The Browns drive about to get started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. This defense for the Steelers, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Watson's throw pulled in by Schwartz. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. 6-0 our score after 1.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
To throw is Watson.
And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 35. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it.
And the Steelers force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football, or you're going to cost your team chances.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
Let's go now.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
18 cards, 18 cards, 19 tight, 19 tight.
Looking to throw. Thomas. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one we saw there.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Thomas. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started.
They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win. But we have the resources we need right here in this room. let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Back to throw, Watson. Going deep downfield for Ross. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he showed what he's got there. Now Cade York for the extra point.
He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6. Team out there now as they'll send this one away.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit, because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Viking 18. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
Looking to throw. Thomas. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Throwing again. Thomas. And he fires one incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
A man who has done this a lot, Justin Houston, in there to record the sack. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple, because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And Chubb will try the middle here. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now Watson.
Going out wide, finds Chubb.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 39, Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 27-yard line.
Watson's throw complete there to Johnson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
But give them credit for a good read right there, because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. He was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice game.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And that's a gain of 6 on the first down run.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there. It keeps them advancing the ball.
Second down, here's Chubb again.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done, because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one.
Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
Here's another 1st and goal, but from a little further back this time following the penalty. Here's Watson on the sneak. No signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone.
I think the effort was there, but sometimes the defense is just a little bit better. No gain on the quarterback sneak, no place to go.
Now Watson going to sneak it, and he takes this one in for a Browns score. Deshaun Watson with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game.
And the Browns will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead is up to 8. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
pulls it in at the 13. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3, and take some momentum into the locker room. Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
After the interception, here's Watson. Drops it off for Chubb. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Throwing again on second down. Watson.
Here's Chubb, back-to-back catches for him. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with a lead. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Browns drive about to get started.
And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Watson now to throw. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Watson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Watson. He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On first down, it's Watson. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
If you run an out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Watson looks to throw again. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield.
And he is going to have a Browns first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
On first down, Watson. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton.
And the Steelers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Thomas.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Thomas.
A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now a first down carry for Harris. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
On 2nd and 9, Thomas. And his throw is incomplete.
George Pickens, his intended receiver there.
And now it's 3rd down.
Oh, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Thomas.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Faking the give. Now Watson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Check match, check match.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Now here's a pass on first down. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, these are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing again is Watson. Forced out, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Well, a terrible towel is in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
From the 50, it's Watson. Going deep downfield for Ross. And now here's another interception.
William Jackson with a pick. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's a defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Back to throw. Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. Thomas. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers send out their punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Returnable for Grant. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Nowhere to go that time. They maybe got a yard up to the 40.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Watson. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The Browns on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Watson. He's going to air one out. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And the Steelers are right back in this football game. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Thomas.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well.
And he is going to go down for the 5th time tonight, and this one is going to be a safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points, that means this is now a 2-score game.
Yeah, and that's tough to deal with, isn't it? This little time left. Those 2 points doesn't seem like a lot, but it means everything now. Those are going to be the ones we're going to look back on. Those 2 points right there, the play of the game.
The Browns drive about to get started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Handoff comes to Chubb. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. To throw is Watson. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Completes this one to Pickens.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. That was one of those situations.
In motion, the tight end.
On 2nd down, this is Harris.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Complete. It's Johnson.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
On 1st down, Thomas. And that's incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Let's go now.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Thomas.
Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Here's Freiermuth again. And he will have a Steelers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
In a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Back to throw again.
That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Thomas. He finds Austin complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Okay, ready? 19 right. Ready?
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Justin Houston in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure.
A gain of 14 yards. Brings up 3rd down.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Operating from the gun, Thomas.
Able to find his man. It's Pickens.
And in for the Steelers touchdown.
George Pickens.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Steelers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. Boswell for the extra point. And it's no good. Well, that could be a critical miss here in a 1-score game in the 4th. So here we go with the onside kick. They'll need a recovery and a touchdown. A field goal does them no good. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3-and-out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted, on using their timeouts and getting the ball back. They might not have any time to mount an attack, even if they do play it that way. Get the football. That's their mantra.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. A give. This is Chubb. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
So with your team leading in the fourth quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
Second down, here's Chubb again.
He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The first down line at the 34 here on third down. Now Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Alert! Alert!
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. And the Browns are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And I tell you, these division games, never for the faint of heart, but they come through with a tight victory here on the road.
And you find yourself working harder in a game like this too, don't you?
Yeah,
because you got to stay with it, right? You got to stay with it. You got to stay locked in. It's our type of a game. And you just mentioned it. Division game, on the road, tight, and they find a way to win it. Way to hunker down, as my old coach used to say, and find your way through.
So for Cleveland, it may not be too late to salvage their season as the win moves them to 2-5 now on the year. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Cincinnati next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks.